Okay, y'all, good morning. It's Monday morning, man, and yeah. Okay, so y'all know yesterday I did that Bobcat job, and you know, they got, I did, well, Francisco, and the owner worked just as hard as we did, for sure. We got a lot of stuff done over there. But that's my buddy, and I didn't charge him like I would, somebody else. Though I still charge him, and though I still make really good money for the time that I was there. And I'm supposed to. I got a lot of attachments, and the Bobcat can do a lot of stuff. And then I've been running the Bobcat for, it's been my machine for since what, 2018. So 4 years or so, 5 years or so, something like that. So I can make the Bobcat do a lot of things that if you had to go rent one and you're not used to running one, well, it would take you 2 weeks to get used to running one, it was good money for me, and it was a lot of work got done for them, and yeah, and that's the way the world works, right? So y'all know today I got to go back over here and just wait on the gravel trucks. So the first gravel truck's supposed to be there at 8 o'clock this morning. So that's cool. What that can do is it's 7:35 right now, and I'm gonna go on over there and I'm gonna start loading the attachments up on the trailer and everything. And then when the first gravel truck comes through, I'll guide him and blah 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 and spread where he can't get. But I'm also going to run up in the woods while I'm waiting on the second truck. I got to be there anyway, so let's go on and be all we can be, right? And so I'm going to push some of the debris that we took over a bunch of trees, and as I was pushing the trees into the woods, well, it's already woods, but I guess pushing the tree through the woods, well, when you start doing that kind of thing on an area that hadn't been disturbed in a while, and there's a lot of trees, well, you got big roots on the ground, and you also got branches that are broken off over the years and trees that have fallen, and just it's woods. So I'm pushing this stuff, and I'm uncovering all these things that you couldn't really see until you start pushing, right? So it created a bigger mess than what I had anticipated, to be honest. And you couldn't cut the tree. You couldn't just grab the trees and take them to the woods because there's no space. Everywhere you go, you're hitting something, The tree's got to be damn near 5 foot or so long in order to be able to grab them with a grapple and, pick them up and carry them. So as I was laying them down, pushing them over, I was just pushing them long ways down through the woods so we wouldn't have to spend a bunch of time, cutting up the trees. So that did good to get everything, out of the way of the pad that we were doing, because that was the main focus, is the pad. That did good getting all that done out of the way, but it didn't do so good on, well, I can't leave the property looking all crazy either. So, since I got to go back over here anyway, yeah. So, another thing too, so I put Francisco's going to be with Zach today. They're just going to have to do the best they can, and that's why I don't pay by the hour. They're going to have to get the jobs done. Zach knows how to do all the work. Francisco knows how to do pretty much everything. They're going to have to be efficient, and even though on some of the jobs that Francisco has not been on, I expect Zach to make sure that those jobs get done correctly, because he's been on all of them. So, that's going to be the expectation. So, we're going to let them do that. I'm not going to really be concerned about doing lawns today myself. What I'm going to do is so sweet, really. So you got to be thinking about what you're doing, man. You got to be planning. So y'all know the other day I brush cutted the dam over there. Well, my brush cutter's still over there. And there's a lot more brush cutting. Well, there's actually more than just brush cutting over there to do. So what I'm gonna do, and it ain't even a mile from where the Bobcat is now, at that job. So I'm just going to dedicate my day to, well, getting the gravel done over there. And then once all that's done, I'm going to go over there to the bamboo site and I'm going to run the brush cutter for the rest of the day. So I'm not losing time, energy, effort, or money anywhere. I'm not leaving near a dollar on the table. So that's kind of, you know, what I'm thinking right now. Of course, a lot can happen. Yeah. And I believe it looks like it might rain. I hope it don't, but we really need to get through today without any major deals, because today the route, I had to condense the route down. Usually we do, I took about 5 off the route. I think there's 11 on the route. So I took 5, I took the big ones off. So we can incorporate, there's 2, well, we did one of the big ones yesterday, Francisco did, and there's 2 other ones that we're not going to do today. I pushed it to tomorrow, but we're in the same general area. We're just not, you'd have to really kind of see how geographically where everything is. So they're going to do the ones farthest away from the house. That's what I want them to do. I don't really care nothing about them doing the ones all right around here, because we're going to be all right around here for the next 2 days. So let's get them off to the far ones, and then tomorrow we'll incorporate the 2 that I moved from today, the 2 big ones, and then we'll incorporate a couple other ones that I moved too. So we'll be able to incorporate everything that we need to do to tomorrow. And I'll be making money today. We'll make a top dollar today, actually, you know. So, and this is what you guys have been telling me to do for, well, hell, for a couple years now. Man, you let this guy do the lawn care, man, you run the Bobcat. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying, man. I want to, I want to be able to do that. I know I can't do it every day because, well, I got too many lawns to expect these guys to, right now, to expect these guys to be able to do all they can do, you know, and be all they can be. But if I had enough Bobcat work, dude, I'd buy another truck. I would. I got 2 trailers, you know. All I gotta do is, because I know that truck that Zach's running is that truck's not gonna last, you know, forever. It's yeah. So yeah, but man, you know, I look forward to going over here and cleaning up the woods a little bit, man, because, well, I know that's a big part of, you know, big part of any job is cleaning up, man. And the Bobcat, or any machine really, can leave a mess that a homeowner will never be able to deal with until they get another machine out there. And getting another machine out there, whether it's me or somebody else, it costs a bunch of money, you know. Well, Ray, you're knocking yourself out of work in the future. No, not really, because when you do a good job and you do a thorough job, to me, it ain't about the money anymore, right? I mean, on this job. All right, y'all. So this driver, he's sassy with that truck, man. Look, he got tight of the place he's in. Oh no, every time he stops, man. I think they're gonna do one more load. This is the second truck, y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna get the Bobcat, check the oil and everything. I'll fill in all the little cubby holes. He ain't got much. That's it. Okay, so they're gonna go. He's gonna do another half. This is 2 trucks, and let me get the machine going over here. Make sure everything is capiche, and I'll turn the camera back on here in a little bit. Okay, y'all. I damn near need a cameraman out here because I'm gonna pick up all that stuff and bring it over here and just line it down the property line. So I'm gonna put you on time lapse. I'm gonna try to get as much footage as I can, but right now I'm just trying to make a trail that makes sense, right? Okay, y'all, not much footage, man. It started raining on us, and you know, I mean, I don't know, man. I just didn't get a lot of footage, man. I just it's hard the job's kind of big and spread out, and I really couldn't get no good footage where I was going to be in one place for a minute, you know. I need to make a mount or something to put on the Bobcat to where, but see, the mounts that GoPro makes and shit, they can't handle the you know, I'll lose the camera. So I'm gonna maybe make one, and basically I just need a box for this to go around this, and I can just pop this in that box and it can just sit there, you know, and it can't come out, you know. But yeah, this job right here turned out to be a pretty lucrative job, and able to do it in the rain. Let me see where the guys are. They ought to be getting close to the end of the route today. Let me look and see where they are, and they might already be all the way done. So yeah, they're on the last 2. So they made pretty good time, man, considering a lot of things that they were faced with today. The last 2 that they're on are, well, they're nothing, man. I could do both of them in 35 minutes by myself. One of them, you don't even have to cut the backyard. So, but there's a challenge on one of them. But it's good to know, right, that I can send those guys out and they can, you know, do some of the work. You know, you don't really know that until you actually do it. And then we'll see if I get any complaints about somebody missing something or anything like that. But I rarely get a complaint against Zach on you know, on the lawn maintenance stuff. Well, but he's usually the one weed eating. So if Francisco's weed eating, Francisco will have to, you know, and he's been on, and there's some yards that he's not been on, you know. But the good thing is I sprayed all the ones that we have been doing from the last rotation. So every yard that Zach was on today has been sprayed, except for maybe like one. Well, where it applies, where spraying really helps. So And the list, I printed off the list for them this morning, and they're down on number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 properties they did. When they're on the 11th and 12th one right now, and which is, like I said, they should be home. It's 1:30. They should be home by 2:30. So, yeah. And over here today, I couldn't really be all I could be, man, because it rained on us. I'm lucky that we even got to the point of where, you know, where we're done. So, and I didn't have to wait long on the truck. And the whole time that I was over here, I was plotting on getting everything off the job too. And I got the machine full of fuel. I got the brush cutter and everything over to the bamboo site. So now all I got to do is just pull up to the bamboo site, and I don't have to worry about hauling nothing with the Bobcat. I rarely leave the Bobcat in any job, just saying. I just don't, man. I don't think that's smart for me. I see Bobcats all the time on construction jobs on the side of the road and all kinds of stuff, but not me. It's too valuable of a thing. It ain't that it's valuable, but it's very valuable to me. More valuable to me than anybody else, because number one, it's paid for, and it's earning money, you know, all the time. So, yeah, I'm glad that we got done. And there's plenty of time today. I could go eat lunch and I could go over there and brush cut, but I'll be all right, man. All I want to do now, yeah, I want to get out of these wet clothes and count my money, y'all. Get these checks in the bank. Trying to get all the stuff that I've been doing, like with the shop and everything, paid for. You know, it takes a while to, like, I told myself when I did the floor, I said, okay, I'm not spending near another dollar on anything from the shop. Anything else on the shop, that's what I told myself anyway. Like, there's a couple things I want for the shop. I want a refrigerator, and I want a TV in there, you know, hang on the wall. And I could go buy one of those two things right now, but I'm gonna let my money build back up. So I've spent a lot of money, and you know, $4,000 on the floor, that's a lot of money. And then, you know, and y'all know the $8,400 for the lawnmower. So we need to get these 10 grand or so back before I go to spending more. So that's how a lot of times, most of the time, that's how I buy things, right? I reward myself. You got to reward yourself, man. You can't be out here balling and all the stress and, you know, all the moving parts of working every day, and then not, you know, and not treat yourself somewhat, you know. Well, Ray, a refrigerator for the shop, that really ain't treating yourself. Well, but it is to me. Because, yeah, I don't have to have one. A TV up there, I certainly don't have to have one of them. But what I like to do is, like I said, I'll bank back up, and I'm getting there. I'm halfway, you know. And I'm not talking about what we earn. I'm talking about the actual money I'm able to bank, beyond payroll, beyond everything else, you know. And once I bank back, you know, $10,000 or so, then actually I'm looking at it in the bank, and then I will reward myself with probably the refrigerator first. Now, if I find a good deal on something, you know, I will go. I'll do what I need to do. But doing jobs like this and just everyday working, it don't take long to build that, for me to get that 10 grand back. You know, it just don't. So once that happens, I can spend. But it's pretty much been like this all day. It's been a nasty day for sure. So we'll see. I'm just grateful and thankful that these guys got done with the gospel. Just the gospel. But don't worry, I got another Bobcat job that's probably going to be $3,000 right here. I mean, it's between where I just left and my house. So, and it's going to be lucrative as hell, man. And I can do it over the weekend. I can do it anytime, you know. And it's the kind of thing I like to do. The job I just did, I like doing them, you know, with the gravel. But it's a lot more of a challenge, you know, doing that kind of thing with the gravel, spreading the gravel and all that. It's a lot more of a challenge than, you know, pushing trees over and shit, man. I like pushing trees over and ripping shit out. That's what I like doing, personally, if I have a choice. But over there, that last job I just left, I got a little bit of both, you know. And I think it looks absolutely wonderful, man. So, and it would not have looked that good. I mean, it would have looked good no matter what, because that's how we roll. But the owner there making it look even better than what I could have done, you know. I would have made it look nice. The power rake gonna do what it do, but by him running that compactor across the top of it, it looked really good, you know. But they're gonna bring me back over there. I mean, if I had been thinking about it, y'all, I would have brought the brush cutter over there, you know, today. But I didn't really think about it. All I was thinking about was the rain and, you know, getting the gravel, you know, the job done to where it looked really nice. And I didn't know how hard it was going to rain or what. And I'm like, man, I want to get money back in the bank, you know. And just think, y'all know a couple years ago, or a year ago or so, a little more than a year ago, I was going to pull the trigger and buy another skid steer, right? And I was on the list. They never called me, so I never pulled the trigger. But after the couple of months that we had during the fall last year, I probably wasn't going to pull the trigger anyway, and not having no problems with this one. I have probably made, since I was going to buy a Bobcat or buy another skid steer, I probably made over $30,000 with this machine. That ain't a lie. That's probably pretty accurate. All right, y'all. So that's a wrap, man. Y'all already know it's a wrap, man. It's Monday. It's wet Monday, and we still. I mean, we made it happen, man. Those guys did great, man. Very happy, man. Very happy. We could just be consistent like that for the next 3 months. Boy, everybody will be good. Everybody will be making more money too, because we'll be able to do more work. It's hard to make more money if we don't do more work. We got to be able to free up time to do more work to make for the guys to make more money. They're at the top of what they can make based on the properties that we do now. So we have to do, in order for them to make more money, we have to do more properties in a day. And then the way they'd make more money is either we'd do more lawns or get more lawn customers, right? Or we would be able to fill in with sod jobs and mulch jobs and stuff like that. See, it's hard for me to pay the guys more money than what they're making now if we're not doing more work than we're doing now, right? I mean, so that's why I push for everybody to be efficient. And it appears right now that these guys are super efficient today. I'm proud of them, man. They did good, man. So And that's, you know, that's really, you know, as an owner, that's really all you want. Because if they weren't being efficient, they wouldn't make that kind of time. The thing about it too is, I know how long it takes to do the properties. I do. And, you know, because I've been doing the same one. So if they had I mean, it wouldn't have surprised me today that they didn't get done till 4 o'clock because of the weather, and Francisco hadn't been on a couple of the jobs, and, you know, 2 hour difference or an hour and a half difference. That would not have shocked me. I'd have been okay with it, but I would have been checked. We're gonna have to speed up because they're working a lot longer, and if they're not working efficient, well, it doesn't hurt me if I'm not out there with them, because what they're making is what they're making. It doesn't, you know, how long it takes them doesn't really factor in like it does if you were hourly. See, I'm never going to pay hourly. In order for them to make more, in order for the guys to make more money than they're making right now, we have to do more work in said day. So, which means we have to be more efficient. See, if I'd have went out there with them today, there's probably 3 more big properties that we would have gotten done, and we might have even added one. Because having me out there with the other trailer and mower, and 2 mowers, well, and me just knowing what the hell's going on, I can do a lot. You know, and I do the bigger money jobs, the $100 properties and stuff like that. But for what they were assigned to do and getting it done with the weather, you got to factor in all this with the weather, with everything, you know, going on, and me not have to fool with it, then that's good. Even though it's not the full route, there's about 4 on there that I didn't even want them to go to, because I knew if that was the case, then it would run into well, they'd be working a lot later, and I'm not going to want to pay any more money. And you know, we don't take a lunch either. So, but if I know that the guys that work for me can you know, and Francisco won't be with Zach every day or nothing. He'll be with me most of the time, because I usually send Zach to do the smaller properties, and I like to have somebody in the truck with me, because I can get a lot done really quick if I got somebody with me. And if we, you know, I'm not opposed to hiring somebody else, but we got to be able to do more work to justify, because if I hire another person, then ain't nobody that's on staff now going to want to take a pay cut, because I did that. I'm not going to want to take a pay cut either. So the only way to get another person on board in the other truck with Zach all the time is, you know, more work. Which I'm not going to chase more work until I know that we're efficient as we can be on the jobs that we're doing now. I mean, the Bobcat jobs y'all see me doing, these are jobs falling in my lap. I'm not marketing Bobcat work. I'm not. But by the mere fact that when I'm on a Bobcat job and I'm in the skid steer, I go way up and beyond on every job that I do. Every job that I do. Because I feel like if they're paying me a lot of money, and I want to make sure that, well, that I get their word of mouth if I don't get nothing else, and a good check. So it's worth it to me to go up and beyond a little bit on the Bobcat jobs. But anyway, y'all, that's a wrap on the day. I'm gonna get inside. They'll be pulling up here with the other truck shortly. And yeah, y'all, Sammy time Monday. Peace out.